Do you want to know about 6 difficult problems that every SaaS business face? If yes, watch till the end. Hello, I am Anch. I help SaaS businesses to solve their problems. I can help you also for free if you just message me on my LinkedIn. If you want it, link is in pinned comment. Building awareness. It's hard for people to purchase from you if they don't know you exist. The good news is that it's never been easier to build brand awareness. I would say 95% of marketing agencies specialize in building brand awareness. Why? Because it's so easy to get your message in front of people. The problem is, awareness and lead generation don't really matter if your message stinks. No one cares if you exist, even if they know you do, if you can't help them in some way. And, no one will recognize that you can help them if you can't communicate it in a way they understand. The biggest problem SaaS companies have with building awareness is that they don't know how to stop talking about what they want to talk about, or how to take the consumer's pulse and start talking about what the consumer wants to talk about. Profitably acquiring customers. For SaaS companies, acquisition is usually automated. In the high-ticket end of the spectrum, you may have actual sales conversations. Either way, the problem is the same. How do you get someone to pull out their credit card and give you their money? Even better, how do you get someone to beg you to take their money? The customer acquisition cost is the critical number. That doesn't mean leads, that means paying customers. How much money do you have to spend to acquire a single customer? What do you have to do to lower that amount? If you can answer those 2 questions, you are on your way to a winning combination. Here's a hint. Solving all of these problems will help lower that cost. Activating customers. But, getting a paying customer to create an account is one thing. Getting them to actually use your software is another. Here's the truth. If they don't use your software, they won't be customers for long. They had a problem with activation. People would sign up for their software, dabble for a little bit, and then abandon them. Sound familiar? I told them you have to overcome the pain of change. For their customers, quotes were handled manually with paper and filing cabinets. Their customers were looking for a way to digitize this process. Doing things on paper was getting painful, and their competitors were getting the upper hand. The problem was, changing to a new system requires, well, change. And change is hard. It hurts. The truth is, you will never change until the pain of change becomes less than the pain of staying the same. They had no system to activate their clients and help them reduce the pain of adopting the software. Had they done that, they would have flipped the pain so that the pain of staying the same was greater. The point is, if you can't activate your customers and get them using your product, you will not keep customers. And SaaS companies that don't have recurring revenue, don't have a business. Retaining customers. So, if you don't activate customers, you can't retain them. But, just because you activate doesn't mean you automatically retain them, either. The best customers are the ones already in your store, and the most valuable asset SaaS companies have is the people who are already paying them money. If you're not listening to them and building features and functionality for them, you'll lose eventually. We used to use a tool for content. I won't say the name of the company. But, it's still out there and charging customers hundreds of dollars a month. At first, it was an awesome tool. However, we soon discovered all kinds of issues with bugs that caused us to look bad for our clients. We would edit a piece of content, send it to the client for review, and 2 or 3 days later, when the client looked at it, all the edits were undone. It was a nightmare. I spent hours trying to get help, and trying to capture the problem on screen grabs. Let me say this. If a customer is screaming at the top of their lungs about a bug, and your response is to send the customer on a mission to figure out what causes the bug, the customer is going to get annoyed really quickly. Long story short, they kept rolling out updates. They changed the fonts. They changed the look and feel of this or that. They had devs working on aesthetics. We were still having issues that made the software unusable. We're no longer paying customers. If you need inspiration, follow a company called Buffer. They listen, respond to, and care about their customers. If you look on the homepage of ActiveCampaign, you will see my face and review, at least at the time of this writing. The reason they got a glowing review from me? I asked them about the possibility of a feature we needed that wasn't available. 3 days later, I get a response that tells me to check again, and that feature was there. Listen to your customers. They will tell you how to be a great company. Advice from people that aren't paying you money as customers may be good advice. But it's less than half as valuable as the advice, requests, and complaints from your paying customers. Multiplying revenue. You may have a SaaS title, but you can and should offer more. If your app is $20 per month, what can you add on to that to maximize value and charge more? Happy customers that appreciate your software are highly likely to buy something else from you, especially if it works in concert with the software they are already paying for. Think about Apple computers and how they work perfectly with the iPad. And, how can you have an iPad and computer and not take advantage of the iPhone? Need to know what time it is? Here's the Apple Watch. We call it an ecosystem. Steve Jobs would call it money. If you can take a $20 per mo customer and turn them into a $40 per mo customer, you can spend more to acquire that customer. The one who can spend the most to profitably acquire customers wins. Every single time. If you want to destroy all of these problems super quickly, I can help you for free. If you just message me on my LinkedIn. If you want it, link is in the description.